What'd you think of Andrew Luck, Andrew?
So the initial reaction I think we all had was like, you got to be kidding me. This is a fake Schefter account.
Right.
I was on the air doing the Rams game here with Mina Kimes and Nate Burleson. We're in the press box.
You're on there live, right?
Yeah, we're on live. It's the first quarter. It's 6:26, whatever it was, local time here.
Rams Broncos.
Rams Broncos. Nobody is playing. You're trying to come up with storylines already, even in the first quarter.
Right.
And our head of broadcasting, Jory Hirsch, texts me, Luck retired, 2 words. And like you stare at it a few times, Luck.
Retired.
Wait, Luck. So then I switched to Twitter, and I see it immediately. And then I had the same reaction. This has to be a fake Schefter account. Or he got hacked. But then you see he had already been following it up with another tweet, and I needed them to know, my partner's next to me, but they have open headsets. And I was legitimately concerned that if I hold the phone up, and they read it,
yeah, I know,
they might go, holy.
Yeah, right, I know.
And so I did this. I put my finger over my lips.
Right.
And I held it up to the 2 of them. And to see their eyes go across back and forth the screen, and then they just went.
I know, right. The thing I couldn't believe is I was, doing my best to pay attention to my wife and children with whom I was having dinner at the moment.
2 weeks to go before the
Trying to
season.
be present. Just try to be present.
Right.
Yeah, I
Put the phone
texted
down
you immediately.
Be here.
And then the game day morning crew starts texting each other, and Kurt can't believe it, and Mooch can't believe it, and we're all just in disbelief. I did notice that Luck was on the sideline during the game. That was going on at the moment.
I didn't even realize they were playing.
I couldn't believe it. And I'm like suddenly wondering, so
Crazy.
Wait a minute. The report was he's going to tell his teammates today or after the game and then have a press conference Sunday. And then he's having a press conference within an hour all of a sudden because it seems like all the plans changed. And it was just an unfortunate turn of events that that's the way that Luck leaves the game.
Yeah.
Shock and surprise, difficulty in shaping the message, gets booed by a large proportion of the fans that he has delighted through his 7 years, and then has a press conference on the spot. That was really weird. What a weird, wild Saturday night.
He was going to be a sympathetic figure, I think, to many. Not all, obviously, but to many, regardless. The idea, though, that, and I'm not blaming Adam. Adam had the story.
Oh, yeah.
Adam had to go with the story.
How could he not?
But if you see the beginning of that 24-minute presser, when he walks out there, he kind of mumbles something like, this is not what I
wanted, right?
Or this is not what I had prepared for.
Right.
And I wonder if he was probably going to wake up Sunday morning with that cup of coffee and sit down and write something really thoughtful, because that's who he is, right? And I think he had some of his notes, maybe. I couldn't tell if he was reading off his phone, at least at the beginning, but then he just riffed. And it was one of the most human, open, and raw moments I think we have seen in a long time from any athlete on a podium. And if you truly watched all of that and tried to see him as a human, which I know for some fans is difficult, not all fans, but some, then I don't know how you can be mad at him. You'd be upset with the timing, maybe. I get that. But just listen and see the look on his face. You got to walk away and say, dude, good for you.
Gave his body
Good
up
for
for
you.
7 years.
Yeah.
He left. Look, his next contract would have been massive. Because by the time he'd signed it, Mahomes would have signed. I mean, the number of
been
people
$200
that would have
million
kept
man.
it. Right. It could have.
35 a year minimum.
And then his next contract would have been up when he was 36, 37. He could have kept going and going, made a ton of money, but clearly his body wasn't willing to go along with it. And then the diamond in between his temples is something that I know this is coming next April and next March. The concept of people who are too smart, good, solid bets in the draft. That's
We've
coming.
already.
We've heard that stuff, and to
Do
me,
you really love football?
Oh, that drives me nuts. It drives me nuts that it's going to be, well, he's just 29 years old. He's just too much of a thinker. He's got a book club. He uses words like Luddite. That's why. That's why he has retired because he thinks too much. You need just somebody who is just turns part of his brain off enough to be able to play football. And we're going to hear it. And that's going to really piss me off from this whole thing.
He heard it when he came out of Stanford. How dare he go back to school to focus on learning his senior year? How dare he actually want to finish his degree his senior year? I mean, he was, I hate the cliche, outside the box, but he did it differently then. Like, Matt Leinart went back for his senior year, and his dad, I think, eventually kind of said, Matt's just like college too much. That was his reason. Andrew loved college. I mean, he didn't want to be on TV. He wanted to be the guy that rode his bike to class and dove into his books. He wanted to be the book club guy. And that's kind of why, I thought if he were to quit early, it would be, hey, I got a concussion. I don't want to do this anymore. The idea that he's leaving with a lower leg injury, I think that's what's hard for a lot of fans. Well, dude, just give it a couple of more weeks.
I know.
You'll be fine.
Apparently that.
Give it a month.
And Peter King's,
you'll be fine.
Peter King's going to join me top of the next hour. That's part of what he was his reporting in his Football Morning in America is the Colts attempted to spend part of last week to say, look, let's just put you on IR. Let's see how it goes. Andrew Siciliano here on the Rich Eisen Show from Red Zone here on DirecTV and NFL Network. And, you know, the issue is that he just didn't feel he could make it through another situation of dealing with pain and rehab and the not knowing, and he's already drained and miserable, and why not live life? I bet you when you said Sunday morning he wanted to wake up, have a cup of coffee, write something out, or fine-tune what he has written out to prepare and retire, and the fact that he didn't get to do it Saturday night because he couldn't do it on Sunday because he had to do it on Saturday night, maybe really disappointed him. But I bet you he woke up Sunday morning with the weight of the world off his shoulders.
Absolutely.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.